What's happening, guys? It's Ethos99, and today I'm going to be going over how I make my snares. So if you're a producer or if you're just curious how I go about making snares, this is why I made it for you guys. So without wasting too much time, I'm going to start with just playing overall the whole snare, how it sounds all together, which I like. So first thing I'm going to go over after that is this one. So this is like the hollow snare. I basically, what I do is I just take like different snares that I like and I kind of EQ them differently so they fit well and sit well together. So this one, I'm gonna play it what it sounds like without EQ. There's like some high end that I didn't want on it. The part that I really did like was this part. Doom, doom, that part. So this is what it sounds like with the EQ. The next one, I didn't do too much to. It's basically just like an acoustic snare. So I just basically took the really lows off, and because they weren't really needed, and the bit of the tops really high, unnecessary frequencies. And then the next one you probably have heard before. It's in a lot of like hip hop songs, but I wanted to add a little bit of that flavor in there. So this is this next snare, this high end, high frequency snare. And that one I also didn't do too much besides take off unnecessary lower frequencies. And this last one is like a clap that's really kind of popular sound in a lot of dubstep snares. What I did to this one, a little bit more than the others, I put like a band pass filter on it on the dry, and then I just did a reverb on the other part of it. I just put basically a reverb in parallel with a dry. And you do that just by right clicking. You can't see that. So if I was on this one, right click, create chain. And the last thing I want to go over is making them sit well in the transient, or like the very first part of it. So a transient is basically the beginning, very start of a sound. And when you have several sounds playing at once, they really clash, especially if they're similar sounds like a snare, then they'll really clash in that very beginning transient, as I would explain it. So this one is more, you want to choose the snares that fill more of the tail of it and after the transient, not right away. And if you don't absolutely need them, that's the ones that I make fade. Because if you play them by themselves, you might be able to hear it, that they don't have a transient. But in the end, like if I was to play this all together, you can't notice that, and that's the goal. You want to make it sound well overall, and it doesn't matter. In mixing, you don't mix solo, you mix how it all sounds, together. And that's the goal. You want to make it sound collective as one snare, but you're just taking different pieces to make that one collective snare. So I hope this made sense. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to drop a comment below. Also, if there's any other tutorials, how-tos, or you're just curious on how I make my music, let me know below. This has been How I Make Snares with Ethos99.